You know, it just occurred to me after we showed the Queen the Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
She started talking about, oh, I should go back to my husband, the king, and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Ever since then, everything she's asked to show us, which to be fair has only been 2 monsters, but the 2 things she's asked to show us have both been kings. White King and King Leo.
You have a point.
I wonder if she's just going down the line of kings now.
The Metal King.
The
ultimate resurgence of their marriage, of showing him the biggest metal lad.
I'm waiting for her to ask for that Metal King. And honestly, if she does ask for the Metal King, instead of making another Metable, I'll probably just grab a King Slime, or more realistically, a Spot King, and a Metal Drac to make that.
Yeah?
Like we did the last time we made one.
Yep.
I don't even remember what we used a Metal King for. I'm pretty sure it was for a boss monster.
Yeah, one of our teammates. I think it was for Chunk?
That sounds about right. Actually, here's a thought. Since I did have quite a bit there... Oh, cool. Oh, wow, they're all hot-blooded now.
They're burning up inside.
Cool, so their personality training is done. Noted. And I'm fine with that. Got a Bolt Staff. The rest of these are all going to be Mimics, but I might as well fight them. We need experience for our babies anyway. Actually, at this point, since I don't have to train them anymore in their personalities, I should just be able to hit fight now, right?
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna deteriorate anything.
I can just speed things out.
Oh, speaking of speeding past.
Yep. Okay. He got to 50. God, I never thought we would get a monster to level 50. Especially not one of these monsters.
Yeah.
Like, other monsters maybe could have seen it. Like, a bird I could see getting to 50. But these guys? Oh boy.
That's what the Metal Bulls will do to you.
Yeah, no kidding.
Get real beefy real fast.
And Chonk is definitely the beefiest of boys.
The only downside, and it's depressing to say, this will probably be the last time that this party is whole for a dungeon, because in order to fill out that slime dex, we are going to have to say goodbye to all 3 of our beloved children.
Yeah, however, they will have one last hurrah after this, which is going to be kicking the the Monster Master's butt.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. If that doesn't work, then I'll probably need to do some off-screen grinding. Because at that point, I can't imagine... I don't think making a different team would help.
No.
So really at that point it just becomes making this team even stronger. Also, just as a general note, what bracket am I shooting for to get the first set?
11 is the magic number.
Okay,
to
cool.
start with.
Okay, cool. I kind of figured it wouldn't be anything this early in, but who knows with Winged Snake or Mad Dragon, honestly.
Yeah. Mad Dragon's actually at the end.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
To be fair, I've never encountered one in a dungeon before. I've encountered masters who have had them. But from my understanding, they're fairly easy to make. It's a Gascon and a... I don't remember what you breed with the Gascon, but it's like some family. I think it's a plant.
590 punch.
Very strong punch. Alright. I don't even remember what we need the Spikerus for. I don't know if it's for a dragon
Boss
that
monster.
we're missing. Oh, okay. It's to make another boss monster. That makes sense. I kind of figured. I wasn't sure if we were missing a third dragon or if it was just something that we need for breeding later.
Just making sure to grab it along the way.
Yeah. So then, is Spikerus the dragon you get when you breed... Okay, Royal. When you breed a dragon into a boss monster?
No. It is not. You've already said which one it is.
It's not a Rochi.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is a Rochi? Okay. Well, whatever.
It's okay. It's been a while. You forgot.
It's been like 2 weeks since we last played this game.
Even longer to see an Orochi.
Yeah. Yeah, because in the previous session we played, I think we started with making Draco Lord. And then throughout that we made Draco Lord 2. Yeah, and then we made Draco Lord 2 at the end of it. That's right, yeah. No, I think we started with the Divinagon, got what we needed to make Draco Lord, leveled up. Made Draco Lord, and then made Draco Lord 2. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
It's the monster Excel sheets.
Yeah, so many Excel sheets.
Hey, I'm about that life. It's okay.
Now we're playing the fun game of where is the exit. I do have a warp staff. There was an item there, but I'm not going to go get it. It's too far away. I do have a warp staff, but I don't feel like it's worth it here. Saving that for later.
So, I forget if I was saying this to you on mic or off mic, but I believe there technically was supposed to be one more dungeon after this.
Yeah, I think you had mentioned that they had done some data diving at one point and saw information about a dungeon that could have 99 floors or something like that.
A lot of floors, but it was supposed to contain the ultimate monster in the game as the final boss. You know, the one we're ending the series off with.
Right.
Which, an interesting thought. Because that final boss monster, I believe, is supposed to be the optional super boss of Dragon Quest VI.
Okay, yeah, and this game was contemporary with 6. Or
around there, I think.
It uses monsters up through 6, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it goes beyond 6.
Because 7 is PS1. I don't even know if 2 uses monsters from 7. I have no familiarity with that game, so I couldn't say for sure.
I couldn't tell you.
I know it at least goes up to 6, though.
I've now technically played 1 through 3, although I've only beaten 1. And I've played 9.
I can tell you one thing for certain, none of them touch upon 8. Can at least say that with confidence.
Is it 9?
Oh, by the way, here's the wing snake.
Cool. The one I played was Starry Skies on the DS, which I think is 9. It's either 9 or 10. Ah, yeah, he's doing counterattack thing. But that's okay, because he's dead now. Okay. Now we Iron Eyes, charge, and charge. And then I feed them full of meat.
Snakes like meat. Everything in the dragon family should like meat.
Exactly. Especially the meat dragon.
God.
Okay. feed you another sirloin.
Just wait till you see some of the new crew in the second game. They go pretty hard with some of the newcomers.
Fair enough. How many sirloin do I actually have? So there's 6.
Just give him a rip.
Yeah, I'll just give him... Yeah. And then, assuming I do get the wing snake off of this, which I feel like I should, then the other 2 things we're catching here, I can just use 3 sirloin for each one. There we go.
So many men.
Got a wing snake. It is the return of the snack.
You are probably one of the first to go. I am sorry to say.
No. I don't care that much about seeing. I was almost tempted to look at them just to see what that move they were using, where they flew up into the sky and then dived down on me was, but... Oh, hey.
I could use the top off.
Never going to say no to a priest. Oh, I should probably cross off the wing snake from the list here. God, depending on how long we want the session to go, we might just finish the, probably aside from filling out the boss monsters, we could probably finish the game today. Oh, hey, this is a team.
Huh. So I see you like the beef.
Okay. I'd be tempted to try and steal that trumpeter if I didn't have other things I need to steal here.
Yeah.
Also, this is the first instance I've seen of a digster being available to just snag, which is pretty neat, but again, it's a bug and I don't really think there's much we needed to do with it, so...
Nothing at all.
I don't know where the exit is, but I want to find it. There it is. Cool. Got a love water. Okay. Actually, hang on one sec. Okay. Went and opened the window to get some airflow. That does mean that there could be some noise from outside, but frankly, I'd rather have a little bit of potential noise from outside than my computer fan starting to whir real hard. And that come over the mic, because that is really annoying to listen to when it does.
Oh, does it actually get picked up?
It doesn't at the level that it's at right now, I don't think. But when it starts really going, like the previous session, I believe, we did, it was really going. And yeah, it comes over real hard.
Were you able to isolate it and take it out?
Yeah, so when I am recording off of a console, it's pretty easy to do that because I can just have, because it comes over the mic.
Yeah.
So I can just have the mic audio pick up nothing but that whir for a while, export the audio file into like Audacity.
Yeah.
Is what I use because it's free. And then just scrub the whole file for that sound profile.
Mm-hmm.
And it works pretty well to remove that. There are still a couple of times where it kind of comes over, and sometimes it can make the audio like a little bit tinny. But it usually works pretty well. For this sort of thing, though, where all of the audio, the game audio and our audio are all one file, it's a little bit harder.
Gotcha.
Because that means I need 0 game audio and nothing coming over the mic except for the computer. Which, A, is harder to do, and B, it gives a lot more room for making the audio just sound weird.
Mm.
So, it's one of those things that if I can just avoid having to do anything with it in the first place,
all the better.
It's way better. And that means potentially having some cars outside come over the mic a little bit. then I'd rather that than the computer fan. Well, at this point, I might as well check one out.
Hello.
Okay. Again, I will not argue against a priest. Or really any master. Except for maybe just because we haven't gotten through all of this, I might argue against a wizard. But only because there's more here I want to pick up. Oh, he's got Smash Slime. That did so very much to me. There we go. Topped off. Alright. And we'll just go through here. Now, I don't know where we're going to get Mad Dragon and Spikerus. I don't know if they're going to be at the end.
They're gonna both be towards the end.
Okay, fair enough.
So you're fine just to zip on through.
Yeah, if they're both in the final bracket, then even getting a master wouldn't be a big...
A wizard?
Or a wizard wouldn't be a bad thing necessarily. Because really the only issue with getting a wizard is, yeah, you're gonna go real far and you could miss stuff. Also, this is technically the strongest dungeon in the game. Actually, not even technically, this is the strongest dungeon in the game.
Yeah.
So just zooming ahead to the bottom, with a wizard theoretically could be kind of dangerous, but I also don't see our team going up that many levels anyway, so...
No, we're kind of at the end of things.
Yeah, I think our team is kind of set. I do love that move. It's a good move. I really like these endgame moves. Except for Chance. Chance is scary.
But that's the point.
There's the exit. Alright. Let's sell some stuff. Sell that. Oh, I can sell all of these love waters. Let me sell all the love water. Let me give you all the love, magic item man.
You show him all three and he slowly just reaches for the one.
I might as well sell you the ribs. And that bolt staff. Definitely selling the bolt staff. How many warp wings do I have? I don't need 3 warp wings. Frankly, I don't need any warp wings, but I'll settle for only having 1. Alright, thank you. You made a quick floor. Okay, tiny metal? No. Not that it really matters at this point, but it would have been a quick trumpeter that I still would have had to level up anyway, so it really wouldn't save any time at this point. It only would have saved time if I could have gotten it before.
So is life.
Yeah. Well, now I'm trying to think of other kings in the game that they would want to see. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of slimes, but she already wanted to see a slime king at a different point.
Unless we dip into the boss monsters, I don't think there's too many left.
Durr. Going up some more levels, getting some more MP.
Showing why he's the king of the defense.
Yup. Also, pretty good attack level up, too.
Durr is a supporting caster, but sometimes he just enjoys punching a dude.
Punch him real hard with his diamond defense. I do appreciate that in some RPGs where they just have like the move that goes off of your defense stat or the attack that goes off of your speed stat or whatever.
Just switching it up.
Just switching it up and giving you more variety of, well, I have to dump everything into attack so I can actually do damage. No, I can just have someone who has, like, nothing but a shit ton of agility.
I think you just like playing Jimmy.
I do like playing Jimmy. Breath of Fire 3 also had those sort of moves, though. Although they weren't super well implemented. Most of the time they just didn't work. They worked when enemies used it.
Of course they did.
But I typically found anytime I tried to use those moves, they just typically missed and didn't do anything.
Yeah, Jimmy is really the only RPG I can think of off the top of my head that did it well.
Yeah. Like, I have a feeling that those moves are supposed to work in Breath of Fire 3. There's probably just, like, a glitch or a programming bug that makes them not function the way they're supposed to when you use them.
Maybe.
Because, like, there's specifically a move that's supposed to go off your... Actually, yes, there is specifically a move that's supposed to go off your defense stat, and another one that's supposed to go off your attack, or your agility stat. And it makes the fact that you can have someone with 99 agility and terrible defense and terrible attack because you invested everything into agility functional.
Except it doesn't.
Except it still doesn't work, so your attacks are still based on your attack stat.
Yikes.
Because every time you try and use that move, it just misses.
Oh. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, it just misses and does nothing. Or at least it did for me. Maybe I just got really unlucky.
Did it ever hit?
Not any time I ever used it.
Oh.
It did when enemies used it. It hit all the time and did a lot of damage because usually the enemies using it had really high agility. Like, most of the time if they were using Flying Kick, which is the name of that move, it would do more damage than other enemies in that sort of in that area using a regular attack. So I don't know.
Sometimes it's just not meant to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, welcome to Breath of Fire 3. It was a fun game, but as far as the series goes, like, I know there's a lot of people who really, really like that game and hold it in really high regard, but as far as the series as a whole goes, I don't feel it's probably the strongest of entries. It tried a lot of things, and a lot of those things got kind of ironed out more in 4.
You think?
There was a lot of things that are in 4 that started in 3 and were not very well implemented in 3 and were implemented much better in 4. Like the entirety of the Master System. Also, 4 had fun things like spell combinations, which don't exist in 3.
Yeah.
And I just always appreciate spell combinations. That's always just a fun mechanic to work with. One of these days I will get to 4. I've actually been talking to Sheila. She's been kind of tempted to join me on going through 4 when I do that.
Fun.
Because that is the only Breath of Fire game she has ever played.
Oh.
And that was one that she grew up with.
Okay.
But first we need to finish Dragoon. Before I jump into a different RPG with her.
Dragoon takes a hot minute from what I hear.
We finished the first disc and then COVID. And so we haven't touched it since.
I see.
Yeah. But, you know, now that we're all immunized and can hang out again, and now that schedules actually work again, we can hopefully get back to Dragoon. Which, probably most of the people who are watching this don't even know anything about that. I played Dragoon with Sheila like 2 years ago. We got through the first I started it as a game I was streaming, because it was an RPG and I hadn't really gotten a good format for doing RPGs yet. So I was doing it more as like a stream, and then the plan was to cut it up into pieces. Like make episodes out of the stream, but for some reason my software just did not want to cooperate with that. I don't know why. It would not export to YouTube when I tried to cut it up. It would export when I just did the full stream, so I started just uploading the full live streams instead. Then later I started to figure out this series is just a fucking saga. Because then later I figured out, okay, I do have a good format for doing RPGs, and there's a lot of downtime in Dragoon because it is an RPG, and you're going through fighting random encounters all the time and whatnot, and kind of wanted to cut some of that. That's normal. There was a lot of stuff that normally I would cut out that I couldn't really do if I was just uploading the full live stream. So I started doing it more episodic, like I do, everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And then part of the way through that, Sheila started joining me for it, because she is the reason I'm playing Dragoon, because it was one of the games she grew up with and really loved. And so instead of just watching me play it on live stream, because I stopped doing that, she just started coming over and playing it with me. But yeah, we got through the first disc, which is the game, I believe, is 4 discs, and each disc is kind of its own little arc.
Something like that.
And then COVID, so we stopped playing. So I haven't done anything with the game in like 2 years. It's been a while.
Are you gonna have to start over?
No, luckily the first disc leaves off in a very good spot to just come back to for the second disc, because it wraps up pretty much the whole story that's been built up in that first disc, and then lays the groundwork for the story for the second disc. So it's actually a pretty easy point. Okay, that was a short floor. I'm cool with that. It leaves a good point to just come back to. I'm going to have to refamiliarize myself with all of the mechanics in that game when I do finally get back to it, but mostly it's just like timed hits and quick time events, if I remember correctly. So, shouldn't be too bad. Especially with time hits, considering I'm playing Mario RPG right now, and that game is all about the time hits.
Yeah.
It's time to hit literally everything. Oh, hey, there's Spikerus.
And a few other cool things.
So I do need that, so I guess I'll grab it.
Thankfully, gender does not matter.
Yeah. Because whatever we're breeding it into, we would need to breed first, and we could just make sure it's the opposite gender.
Exactly.
Oh boy, he's got huge rocks. He got his rocks off. Alright. Well, we'll just ironize, charge, and charge. Heh. Sirloin. And we have had a Spikerus before, so this guy might actually take all 3 sirloin.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah, still not super concerned about it, though. The Mad Dragon I'm very not concerned about. I'm pretty sure 2 sirloin would probably be sufficient, but I'll throw in 3 anyway. Unless, of course, we end up not getting the Spikerus here, in which case that will be an issue. Cool, we got him.
And it is a male like everything else.
Oh, I now remember what we named him the last time we had one. Let's not do that again. What should we name this guy?
Male. Because that's all we're ever finding.
Sure. Too bad I don't just have a male symbol that I can select from. You know what? We find so many males that this one needs to be capital.
Yell it out.
Or, because he's like a spiky defensive dragon. Like chainmail. Or in this case, spike mail.
You do you, my friend. You do you.
Well, let's take a look at him. Okay, he's max level at 28, which is kind of interesting. Very defensive, which is to be expected.
Dragons have very low max levels, naturally.
He's got Kamikaze and Berserker. Neither of which are moves that I want on anything that I'll be using. And unfortunately, I'm pretty sure both of those are moves that come pretty quickly in terms of level.